Hello everyone, and welcome back to Brick Country. Today, we're taking a look at a LEGO The Hobbit set. This set is none other than set 79013, the Lake Town Chase. With 470 pieces, this should be a pretty awesome Lord of the Rings Hobbit set. Taking a look at the box, you can see it is very nice. You can kind of tell it's a little bit glossier through the camera. I hope you can tell that, because that's one of my favorite things about the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit boxes. They're so smooth and so shiny, very reflective. You can kind of see in the camera glare, and I really like that of how the boxes feel on hand. You'll also notice this sticker in the top corner, and that is there because I got this set certified complete at Atlanta Brick Co. for a cheaper price than its sealed price would be. So that helped me save a little money and also be able to still get the awesome set I desired. But don't worry, all the pieces are there and I am very excited to get started with the build process. Real quick, the back of the box, you can see it's done in the typical Hobbit Lord of the Rings set fashion. There is a small portion over here showing all the weapons that come in the set, and then several different features about the set and different scenes. And I love the art on these, how they look like pieces of paper almost nailed into the box. And I just think it's just really creative and really cool and unique to the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings sets. And without further ado, let's take a look at the build. Now, this set is based off the second of the 3 Hobbit films, being The Desolation of Smaug, and it is from the town of Esgaroth, or more popularly known as Lake Town. And the whole town is wintertime, so it's very cold, very slushy, very dreary. And the whole city is made of wood and built directly on the lake. And it has a very dense, very clustered feel. So I'm very excited to see how LEGO tackles this almost unique style of city in LEGO form. There are 2 instruction booklets in this set. Bags 1 and 2, you can see build the boat and the first structure, and 3 of the 5 figures in the set. And bags 3 and 4 build the larger of the 2 structures, and you get the last 2 figures being the Master of Lake Town and Bard. As for figures, you get 5 in this set. The first being the typical Bilbo Baggins figure that comes in most of the Hobbit sets, but it is still very nice. You can see it's done in that burgundy color scheme, and he has 2 extras being the One Ring and Sting. He also comes with a double-sided face, other one being Scared, of course, and some nice printing on the back as well, and all around great Bilbo Baggins for the collection. Next is one of my favorites in this set, and probably one of my favorite Hobbit movie characters as well, being Thorens Shield. Now, I already have a version of Thorens Shield in the collection, being the armored variant, but I love having a different version of the character. This is the version where he has lost all his armor after a little tumble going down the river in the barrels, and it is him just in his base shirt, as you can see here. And I really think LEGO did a good job at capturing both Thorens Shield and Bilbo Baggins in LEGO form. So all around, I think LEGO did a very good job on these figures. Next, we have a very cool and very interesting character, Bard the Bowman. He was a really cool warrior archer character in the films, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm very glad to actually have a figure of him in the collection now. But sadly, you can see he's done in all dark brown, which, don't get me wrong, aesthetically perfect. But as time has worn on this figure, that means the figure is very stiff and prone to cracking. You'll notice I pulled all my other minifigures apart slightly to prevent that. But for him, he is just so stiff that I am too nervous, personally, to pull him apart. So he's going to stay like this in the collection, being one of the few characters that I'm leaving together, as it is that old brown that is just so brittle. But that is not a quality error of the figure itself. It is very good looking. There's some nice printing on the legs, torso, and a little bit on the back. It's kind of hard to see. And then he has a double-sided face, one being more calm, and the other being ready for action in this angry face. Very nice figure, and I love the inclusion of this elfish longbow, and I think it looks very good. Next, we have the Lake Town Guard, and these guys are only slightly seen in the films. You see them more in background shots than anything else, but I really like how the figure looks, and I can see myself wanting to get a few more of them for my Lord of the Rings medieval mocks. I really like the hat design on these figures, this mold element. It looks almost like the bottom of a fish, and I think it looks really good. The figure has dark red legs, and he has a purple torso and silver arms, so a lot of color diversity on the figure. And I don't think, yeah, he doesn't have a dual-sided face, just basic one-sided face, but I think that's all this figure really needs. It's a very good-looking figure. He also comes with this very nice molded spear, and I think it's all around a good representation of what you see in the film. The last figure in the set is the Master of Lake Town. Now, he is a very odd character in the film. He's very greasy and he's just odd. He's both a good guy and a bad guy. He's very greedy, but you kind of see that represented in his clothes. It's very ornate. He has a double-sided cape, one side being purple and one side being red. And you can see he has dark brown legs and dark red torso. And there's a lot of gold printings to show that he has a very elaborate set of clothing. You see he has almost rat teeth in his smile. It reminds me a lot of the Harry Potter character Wormtail, if you know who I'm talking about. His character just reminds me a lot of him. He has a very nice hat element that is very similar to the Lake Town Guard, just minus the fishtail. It has some feather plumes on it. And he's got this nice brown, shade of brown hair. And it's double-sided face, one being a little smile and the other being a more calm or drunk-like look. And I think they did a good job in this figure. They really nailed his personality in that face printing, and I like how it turned out. Now, as for the actual set itself, you can see it is these two smallish buildings and this very nice boat. Let's talk about the boat first. This boat is one of my personal favorites in the collection now. It is very, very nicely done. It represents Bard's raft used in the Hobbit films. You can see there's room for one of the large barrels in the front to put Thorens Shield to represent the scene where the dwarves ride in the fish barrels to sneak into Lake Town. And the boat is using two of the rowboat hulls and some pieces in the middle to attach it. You can see it's just on two plates. And then these very nice printed shields with the fish on them cover up that gap perfectly. And then once you clip it in correctly, of course, let me get it. It covers up the hole pretty nicely, as you can see. Then moving up from there, there's this nice structure kind of holding it together on top as well, where the main pillar comes out of. There's a technic pin holding it into that. There's a nice lantern. And then there's a catapult also mounted on the back for some play functionality. Although, of course, I'm not going to be using that much as this is a display piece or to be put in box. The sail design on the ship is very nice. I like how they use these sloped elements to give it the feel that it's been wrapped up, and I really like that. You have a very nice rope string going through the top section, and I think that's a very nice touch. And then there is a paddle attached to the back where Bard can steer his ship right into Lake Town. Very nice. This is the smaller of the two structures. You can see heavy on the brown parts. I was very nervous about building this set because of all the brown, but surprisingly, no cracked pieces whatsoever. Praise the Lord. It turned out very nicely, although there was a little bit of creaking as you're putting it together, so that got me a little anxious, but it turned out nicely in the end, and I just really like how the set looks. You can see we have a little representation of the armory that Thorin and company raids in the film, and then you also have these nice snow details everywhere throughout the build, removing the guards so you can see got some nice corner sloped tiles, cut tiles, and you can see they look really good for the scattered snow, some cheese wedges and studs in different places. And then right over here, you get the first real function of this building portion being behind this fish barrel next to a turn knob. You can lift up this wall and hide Bilbo Baggins or Thorens Shield back here to hide from the Lake Town Guard scouts as they're going by. So I think that's a very nice touch, and I'm glad they included it. Now, you're probably wondering what this ladder is. It's supposed to represent some of the narrow pathways leading over these dock sections as seen in the film in Lake Town. I don't know exactly why they put it on this side in the instructions, but on the back of the box, it does show that you can put it on this side to lead over to the other structure as one of the walkways, and I really like that they show that as an option, but the instruction puts it over here, so that's where it is for now. But I like that it shows that you can diversify it and mix things up, and I think that's really cool. The last section is kind of a combination of two things. It is both the prison on the bottom and kind of a upper room. I don't know if it's technically still part of the prison or it's supposed to represent the Master of Lake Town's house. Someone comment section, let me know if you do know what its actual purpose is. But it's an upper room either way, and I really like the feel of this. It really feels more like a Lake Town house compared to the other build, which I know it's a side build, but this one just feels more like one of the Lake Town structures you see in the film. Moving the Master of Lake Town out of the way, or get him out of the way, you can see you get some nice snow detailing on the ground as well, some cheese wedges, some more plates, and some studs. And then there's just this little hallway room where you can look into the cell on this side. And then the stickered elements of the set, you can see there's these two wooden planks and a sign for the jail on this side, which is very nice in my opinion. Then you have the main cell door and a nice little lantern on the side. Coming around here, you can see you have access to this prison wall with the flip of this lever. You can pop it out and free Bard or Bilbo or whoever the Lake Town guards have captured. So you can just release them with that fun little function. And you can just pop the jail cell bars right back in. The bars are on all sides. You can see them back here as well. And here's another look at that hallway where you can talk to the prisoner. Then this is the upper room I was talking about that I don't know the purpose. The roof panels are a little movable, so I can open them up, give a little extra light in there. And then you can see with the room, there's this side table, nice lamp over there. And that's basically it. It's enough for him to kind of pose a figure in there. And I think that's really nice that LEGO included it. On this side, you can see there's a nice balcony and another one of the rotating catapults that are all in this set. Now, there is a weird way for a minifigure to technically get from here to here. There is a window hatch. I don't know if you can see it right there. All the other windows have actual window panes, but that one has a little door for some reason. So I'm guessing that's what they want to represent a door. Although I think the Master of the Lake Town will have a very hard time fitting his fat self through that door. All in all though, this is a very nice set. I'm very excited to have it in the collection. I've been eyeing it up for quite some time. Every time I go to the Land of Brickco, they usually have it, and I'm tempted every time, but this time I actually got it. So I'm very, very excited about this. And it's a very awesome set, and I'm actually hoping to be able to include this in a small portion of Lake Town on my medieval table. I'd love to have a lake portion and be able to include that if possible, especially this boat, as it is my favorite part of the set, and it just looks so, so good. Please remember to like and subscribe, and comment below what your thoughts are on this amazing Hobbit set. And if you want to see more awesome LEGO content right now, though, you can check it out on the end screen now. I'll see you guys later. Farewell.